Okay, tell me that that does not look like the geezer off the Bayeux tapestry. You know, the one, Harold. Doesn't it look like him? We've got the arrow in the eye. Straight up it does, doesn't it? Oh, this is crazy. Right, please, I would love to share this fragrance with you. And you know what? This fragrance is absolutely stunning, but honestly for me, it kind of hasn't done a lot for me. And you're going to go, Leggy, mate. It's not the fragrance, it's you. Yeah, it probably is. Okay, try dropping a comment on that without using the word weird, stupid or crazy. You're going to struggle. Right, okay, I would love to share this fragrance. It is made by Uncle Ralph Lauren. It is red, sorry, it is Polo Red, and it is the perfume, the 2023 edition. Okay, first of all though, arms open wide. A massive welcome to a John Legg fragrance review. Please do not see me as an expert. Please do not see me as a fragrance reviewer. Please see me as a crazy guy with a passion for fragrances, a desperation to share them with you, and a hopes that I can inspire you to choose a good fragrance, to spray the life out of it every single day, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Okay, back to this one then. Okay, so yes, it's got a picture of the horse with a rider and an arrow in the eye. Okay, this fragrance is 125 ml, I think. It is an eau de parfum. It is red perfume, and it cost, well, I got it on a bit of a deal. Okay, I got it when it first dropped, and I got it for about £85. This is not a cheap fragrance. I think the actual retail price of this is about 120 British pounds for the 125 ml. Okay, we're talking big money. Does it warrant the big money? Okay, let me spray it and let me try and tell you about this fragrance, which honestly is amazing, but for me personally, when the bottle's finished, I won't replace it because it just hasn't tickled my tickly things about fragrance. You know, all the things that I look for a fragrance that's got a sparkle. I look for a fragrance that's something a little bit different, a little bit wacky, a little bit sort of weird maybe. I look for a fragrance that maybe changes as you wear it. And honestly, and it's probably just my skin, this just sits there. It does. Oh, let me spray it and let me try and tell you about this fragrance. Okay, stay there. Do not go anywhere. Even if your phone rings, ignore it. I'm only here. Alright. The opening is stunning. And pretty much the opening is, I mean, it does dry down, and the dry down is very slightly different to the opening, and then it just sits there. Okay. It has a gorgeous sweetness, which teases me every time. It teases my brain cell, seriously, because I go, oh man, that sweetness is gorgeous. I tell you what, it's a little bit like Invictus Platinum. It's that piercing sweetness, almost sugary sweetness, and you think, oh, at some point that's going to let loose, that's going to come through. And honestly, on my skin, it never ever does. Okay, it's almost, and this is crazy, it's almost like there is a sort of a protective lacquer, a gloopy, syrupy lacquer over this fragrance. And yes, you can smell the sweetness, but it never actually gets out. I would so much more enjoy this fragrance if it let its hair down. And you're going to say, Leggy, when was the last time you let your hair down? Quite some time ago, and it never came back. No, seriously, I wish this fragrance would just let its hair down. It's too prim, it's too proper. It honestly, it just sits there and does an impeccable job. All right, top shelf of this gorgeous fragrance. Top shelf of this gorgeous fragrance. There's two big players. There's a gorgeous orange. The orange is pretty much what carries this fragrance. There's an orange and there's a bergamot. Those two, I think, are the sweetness, which never actually, on my skin, never actually gets out, but it teases the life out of me. Middle shelf. Okay, well, the middle shelf and the bottom shelf for me are sort of the one and the same, because underneath that sweet, gorgeous orange and bergamot is like resiny sort of notes, real sort of gloopy sort of resiny notes. And I get like a leather sort of vibe. And the leather is not a bitty leather, it's a very smooth, however very dull kind of leather. Alright, now I say this one teases the life out of me. Because when you smell the opening, it sort of tells me, man, this fragrance is going to be amazing. But the sweetness is completely subdued by the rest of the fragrance. And what happens, let's talk about the performance, because this, on my skin is Anglo-Saxon kind of skin. It's average, it's not oily, it's not dry, it's somewhere in the middle. Okay, on my skin, this sits incredibly close. It's like about a 10 centimetre scent bubble around wherever you've sprayed it. But it does that, literally, it does that all day long. It doesn't give up, it's very persistent. Now what I would wish for this fragrance to do is let the sweetness out, you know, let your hair down sort of thing, be a little bit crazy. And secondly, I would love for this fragrance to be a little bit more I was going to use the word projectile then, that's a bad word. Okay, I wish it was a little bit more projecting. Okay, not projectile. Okay, I wish it sort of got off the skin and did a better job. You know, I've worn it lots. All right, you can see I've worn it. I don't know if you can see the level. Let's try and do it. Okay, so you can see I've worn it quite a lot. You know, it's a fairly new one. I haven't had it that long, of maybe 2 or 3 months. I've worn it an awful lot, and not one time, even people close to me, not one time has anyone made a comment on it. But let me tell you, when I have sprayed it for people, I've took it to work and I've sprayed it for people, and everyone who smells it just goes, whoa, Leggy, that's nice. What is it? And I explain to them what it is. It's Red Polo perfume. Okay, in particular, the females love it because it is a real sweet, almost slightly bubblegummy sort of vibe. But I say, for me, the frustration is that that never does anything. It just sits there. This is so impeccable. It's like a royal fragrance, and it literally just sits there on your skin, well, on my skin, and it just behaves itself so well. It smells rich, it smells deep, it smells quality, it smells incredibly well put together. You know, it is an absolutely seamless fragrance. But realistically, I mean, okay, on clothes, it's there all day. On skin, it's there all day. And realistically, I just don't really get any kind of projection on this one. And, yeah, all right, okay, maybe it is my skin. Maybe you'll message me and say, Leggy, man, what are you on about? This is the best ever fragrance. It goes crazy, it goes wild, I get compliments. I am being honest with you and saying the actual smell, the actual fragrance is flawless. It's seamless, it's quality, it's deep, it's rich, it's amazing. You know, honestly, when you spray it for people, they know that that is a seriously expensive fragrance because it has got all the hallmarks of a quality fragrance. But for me personally, okay, when I get to the end of the bottle, will I replace it? No, I won't. I'll have had my sort of time with it, and it won't have sort of made me completely wow. So unless it makes me wow, I don't normally replace it. Okay, I think if you can get it for £80 British or less, and you're sort of okay with the fact it's going to sit quite close, and maybe it doesn't really change much over the time it's on your skin, and the sweetness teases you but never actually comes out, maybe you might like it because it is a high quality fragrance. Okay, I'm being totally honest with you, and I'm telling you about the fragrance, I'm telling you about what it does on my skin, I'm telling you about how I feel about it. Okay, you may feel completely different about it. In fact, I love comments because, okay, maybe someone's watched this and gone, oh, you know what, on my skin it's so much different. Okay, drop a comment so that other people can see it, and maybe we'll get a mixed view of how this fragrance works. I honestly think it's overpriced, but then Ralph Lauren is quite often overpriced. So look, if you get desperate to buy it, look for a discounted price. Obviously, you don't really need telling that, just confirming it. All right, but here's the thing. There's another release in 2023, which is ridiculously similar to this, but just has a little bit more character, a little bit more sparkle. It's not totally different to anything else, but you know, YSL, myself, the new 2023 release, Myself Eau de Parfum, it smells almost the same as this, but Myself just has a little bit more of a sparkle. Okay, this is not something totally wacky, it doesn't open a new chapter, it's not the most incredible ever fragrance. But if you've gone and you've smelt that at a fragrance counter, the the Polo Red Parfume, and you go, it's quite nice, also please do yourself a favour and also smell YSL Myself Eau de Parfum, because this for me isn't the most amazing fragrance, but it is better than the Polo Red Parfume because it just has a little bit more sparkle. It's difficult to explain, but seriously, if you want to go and try these two, I think you'll probably come to the same conclusion as me, that if you're looking for that kind of sort of very contemporary sort of fragrance, because they both are, aren't they? I mean, you know what I mean, 2023 releases, these are both very contemporary smells. I think, if I'm honest with you, I think like me, you'll go for the Myself because it just has a little bit more sparkle. And actually, I've had several compliments when wearing this one. And I tell you what, next time, hand on heart, I will do a full review of Myself. No, not Myself, the fragrance. You don't want a review of me. You'd be using the words weird, wacky, strange, and just crazy. Okay. Let's do a review of Myself Eau de Parfum next time. So that means, please, you've got to stay safe. Please stay safe. Okay, it's a dangerous world out there. Please take it easy and stay safe. Please come back for the next review, because you actually know what it is this time, don't you? Give you the heads up. Okay, and most importantly, okay, the reason why I'm here, the reason why I do these reviews, the reason why I share these fragrances with you is not to sell you anything. It's to inspire you. To inspire you to go and get a fragrance. Spray it. Spray it every day. Not just on a date night or not just when it's a special occasion. Make every occasion and make every day a special day with a fragrance. You may get a compliment. Compliments are great. But even if you don't get a compliment, trust me, you'll be in a scent bubble and you'll have that smile on your face and you'll have so much better a day with a fragrance on. I honestly, hand on heart, I can tell you, and I could do a whole live stream about how many times a fragrance has just kept a smile on my face when the day I've been having has not been great. Okay, I'm going to love you and leave you now. See you next time. Until then, keep spraying and goodbye.